Hey everybody, MaJeliv here, we're the Vasquez family, and in today's video, it's a little different. If you guys have been around in this channel, you guys know that we do a lot of reaction videos and reviews, and a lot of creative skits and sketches, but today, it's a little different. It's January 1st when we're recording this, and it's 2021. 2020 is over, 2020 is behind us. As we all know, that was one heck of a year. Both positively and negatively. There was so much that the entire world was going through and is continuously going through even today as we go into the new year. But there is a lot that happened, a lot of change, a lot of growing that we've done as a family. So as a family, we usually reflect a lot going into this new year. But we kind of want to invite you guys today to talk with us. We did a video similar to this when COVID first started, when the pandemic first kind of went into a role, to kind of see how we were handling everything. So it's kind of nice to kind of be in the same setup, and we're here to kind of just to enter into this conversation with you and for you to join us today. So to start, I guess we want to ask, what are we feeling today on January 1st, 2021?
Yeah, excited is a good word. Connected. I would say I feel more connected. Connected to obviously our circumstance, but that's always the easy part, right? To be connected to our immediate, what we're going through.
Yeah.
But I feel more connected to the world, strangely, and the events of the world and what people are going through. Neighbors, friends that we haven't seen in a year because of COVID, but yet somehow I feel more in tune with their struggles, with their triumphs. So that's been the transformative thing that, as a human being of this world that is facing this, I feel more connected, even to like the dog barking outside. I just feel more sensitive to everything.
Yeah. How do you feel going into 2021 as an artist, as a creative?
Yeah, I was actually telling this to Matthew earlier that it's such a gift to have this creative space with the family, this channel where we can just talk movies, talk about the things we love, get creative whenever we want to, whenever we need to. It's such a gift because a lot of this year was a lot of waiting for the next opportunity to be on somebody else's production set. And so as a creative, I feel more grateful for every little moment of creative spark. And sometimes as a family, I know you know this, as a family we tend to get high tension because we're a lot of creatives, there's a lot of artists, but I love even that. When we have our creative collisions, it's my happy place. So as an artist, I've grown a lot, I've become more aware of the world, and therefore my artistry, I believe, shows that.
Yeah. And what about you, Jen? What do you think? What has 2020 taught you? Like, what are things
it was definitely an educational year, very eye-opening for many people. There's been many issues politically, like socially, just that's been brought to light that hasn't been shown much attention. So like the whole for me, definitely eye-opening with focusing on how I treat myself, and also the ways I can get creative here at home, especially because of the difficulty right now with acting and different, projects going on, of everything being delayed. So it was very, very educational for me. I would say that's like the main word for me, educational. I feel like I've been able to find more of myself, my different interests, things I like, things I enjoy, because sometimes I've been so caught up in school and trying to finish all that it's almost I haven't found time to actually look for things that I like and interests and like my inspirations. So I've had this friend for years now who would always poke me about BTS. I'm pretty sure almost everyone. Some people don't even know who they are, but they're pretty much this Korean pop boy band group, extremely talented. So I finally was able to, because I've had time to just, this year to focus on my interests and, finding things that I like, I was able to, I saw, I think it was the James Corden Carpool Karaoke, them, seeing more of their personalities. I'm like, okay, I can see why. So I've gained more, they're awesome. They've become a huge inspiration for me.
The whole family, we've all
Yeah, all of us. All of
Yeah.
us. We've grown to really
Jin
awesome.
is my
They're really
favorite.
cool.
Worldwide handsome, you know?
It's given me a very big confidence boost in many ways. It's inspired me. I've done a lot more dance. It's been very difficult to dance a lot because of social distancing and stuff. And I'm able to go like once a week, but sometimes I have to stay at home and do it at Zoom. Their music has helped me get out of my comfort zone, and it's kind of had a big impact on our family too, positively. So it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
But that's one of the big things that I found this year, like my new interests and things I'm enthusiastic about. And then also finding more, kind of just like having just quality family time, I think, because sometimes we're so busy with work that we have to go places or do things. We have like a limited due date. I don't know. So this COVID, even though we had to go on lockdown for a couple months, it helped increase our quality time as a family and actually talk to each other. Because sometimes we're in the same household, but we don't actually like act like we're in the same household. Because sometimes we're busy on technology or working, or just doing different things like that. So it's been, very, very educational, eye-opening, and I've learned a lot of new things about myself, which I have appreciated. I'm looking forward to the next year to see what else I discover. So
I think we've all just grown. I know I've grown a lot emotionally. I think going through this year, with its challenges and everything, it really opened me up to thinking positively, thinking more about the important things in life. Sometimes we go through the day-to-day and we're so busy, but COVID has really, this past year, 2020, has made us kind of sit and really value the little things, value the importance of family time. Even like with BTS, the ability to just get up and dance and just be present. We've seen a lot of cool movies. We've done a lot of we learned how to do grounding. Like we go outside and get barefoot, and
that's right.
Like we just explored a lot of things. We learned a lot of things. I think it was a year of growth.
We did a lot of new videos and creative things too.
A lot of creative things, and we also, I think, a big gratitude for people in our lives who have helped us tremendously this year. Without them, we wouldn't have survived this year.
A lot of angels, definitely.
Yes, and a lot of creative drive. We have made more videos this year than ever before for our channel. We grew our channel way more than we thought. So it's just been a very growing year.
Yeah, and from those videos, which ones would you say stood out, or were like some of our favorites? Would you say?
My favorite thing that we've done more recently is Mandalorian. I remember filming the first one, and we were kind of figuring out how we wanted to do that. But I just think it became such a fun connection with our viewers. I think we really found this group of people who love Star Wars as much as we do. And I felt like we grew all these new friends in the Star Wars universe. Same thing with our Indian content. We saw some really cool trailers. I think our excitement for Indian films has grown. We're gonna be starting that next year, but
Talent is worldwide, man.
yeah. And then what was I gonna say? A lot of the movies we used to go watch, which was what we used to do in 2019, was go see movies in theaters. And because we had to stay home, a lot of that shifted. So we had to find a new way to enjoy what we love from home and be able to kind of do things for our channel differently. But it's been great. I felt like we've connected with a lot more people. And I mean, that's what I've loved, is being able to connect with more subscribers, more people in different ways from home.
So, bro, what about you? What have been some of your favorite videos we've done, and what are some things that very simply you've taken away from this year?
Well, I can agree with my mom on Mando. I definitely think the sharing of emotions, and I think there's a certain connection that our viewers and we have, like my mom was saying, to each other. But I think this year has very much been, I don't know, it really changes your perspective of things. The truth is that 2019, we could have said that was a bad year as well. There was a lot of, there's events that were horrible as well in that year. And 2020 was awful, but the truth is that 2020 is just numbers. And 2021 is just the next year, and there's not a promise of it being better. But it's about living moment to moment and being in the moment every day. I think that was one of the most powerful things was the passing of Chadwick Boseman was definitely a big thing, and he was young, but he lived a life so full of talent and hard work and being true to yourself and connection and outreach. And so I think I know it's very important to live in the moment. And
that kind of started with Kobe passing away.
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, Kobe passed away too. So we lost a lot of people this year, and it's really difficult to move past such a thing of like losing so many lives. Like it's, I mean, 9/11 changed us forever. Like we're still recovering from that. Even though it's the small things, we're still recovering from it, but we also learn from it. But I think, like I said, perspective. I found, because this summer because moving from 7th grade to 8th grade, the summer was very long. We had a very long summer. And I found myself wanting to go back to school. And that never happens. Sometimes you're longing for staying at home and summer being forever. But when I finally got that, I didn't want it, Or, for example, if I get to play video games all day, right? It's something that I've always wanted to do, but when I finally get to do it, it's like, did I really want that? So it's very much so perspective. So I think a word to describe this year is a changing of perspective. But yeah, living in the moment was definitely something that I had to learn this year. Planning ahead and talking to my friends too. Talking to them, asking them what their plans were, right? What you're going to do for summer break. People were planning for Christmas in January, Like just live in the moment and just, I think it really helps in terms of staying in the moment. There's no promise of a good year of 2021. It's up to you to decide if it's going to be a good year. It's up to us if we're going to make it a good year. So, yeah, perspective. And perspective is also something that goes along with some movies a movie that has come out recently, and also a movie that has been out that is probably one of the best Christmas movies of all time. So, what do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, bro. Well, first, I mean, this kid's freaking. I mean, he just said everything so beautifully and so well. But truly, I say that again, and I totally agree with what he said. I think this year is all. It opened up perspective, and I think with movies like Soul and It's a Wonderful Life, they carry these themes of, life can be tough, and life is tough. There are so many tough moments, and everyone goes through their own struggles, to whatever scale they're at. People have been suffering with disease and with sickness, with violence everywhere, violence and just so much darkness, so much evil, and so much turmoil, so much struggle, true struggle. But in the midst of that, it's how we rise above that, and how we choose to love every single day, and how we choose to just look around and see that there is so much good everywhere, even when it may seem like there isn't, even when we may feel like it isn't. There's a difference between what we see as reality and our reality to what truly is real, right? And with movies like Soul and It's a Wonderful Life, those themes of living presently in every moment, and that every single one of us matters, that no matter what we're going through, no matter what we've been through, no matter what we've done, there is still a chance of redemption, there's still a chance of making impact. And that, I think the biggest thing I got from Soul was, even the most passionate people, we can become so obsessed with this one thing being the thing that gives us purpose, that if we don't do this one thing before we die, then our lives mean nothing. And that's such a harmful and such a dangerous way of thinking. Mm-hmm. And that's such an important thing that they discuss in Soul, was that we're remembered for truly the little moments. And they kind of touched that with George Bailey, how he was very much, obviously he did things in the business world, but more than anything, the impact that he made was with the interactions that he had with individual people. And I think that's the biggest thing is, we can have all these expectations as to these things we want to get done, and these places we want to see, and these things we want to do. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we're just called to be present and to just take in all the beauty that God's put around us, and to act to act fully, to love fully, to live in the most selfless way we can, even when the world is going through what it's going through. And yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling here, but what do you add on to that from It's a Wonderful Life and Soul? Because I know those movies impacted you.
Yeah, well. I mean, what I love is we share our thoughts on Soul and It's a Wonderful Life, because where I'm at right now is this place of, all right, well, going forward, and we always want to look forward to what's ahead and what's next, but just right now in this moment, right? This is what for me is my purpose, is to be here connected at 100%, as much as I can, trying not to judge the moments, trying not to wish I had more or less of something, but being here right now with the camera here and you here and my family, and it's a little overcast, just being aware of it all. It is exhausting to have an awareness of everything all at once. It's almost like a superhuman power thing, and sometimes I feel that's why we get antsy, and I want to grab a phone and rather just kind of tune out. And so what if I don't do that? What if I actually show up moment to moment? Am I going to get it right every day, every moment? No, I'm human, and I've been conditioned as such where I'm dependent on my phone. But looking at those movies, I want to have the understanding that George Bailey had in It's a Wonderful Life, when he was able to look at his life, if he hadn't been born, the impact he had, the impact my life has had, not just on my family, my community, of course, but even the people that I think maybe I didn't have that much of an impact on. People that I have probably forgotten that I had any real deep encounter with. For them, it might be something hopefully more positive. And let's be honest, it's not always...
That's with everybody,
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like our individual moments and moments where we connect with others. Everybody has those moments, and I think, I know there's people out there, and I've struggled, but I know there's people that struggle with it even more, with a sense of, self-worth and having a hard time. And I empathize completely with, not seeing worth in certain moments, or in certain moments of your life where you look around and you just don't feel like any of this is worth living, or this is, like, what's the point? What's God? What's being built here? There's like no sense of direction, right? I think one thing I've learned this year, I think, is that it's okay to be stuck and like to be in this conflicted state, and that as long as we show up, that we don't like run away from the struggle, that we don't run away from the conflict, that we just show up and we fight it, we confront it and overcome it. That's when the true growth happens. Is
yeah, because you can't really run away from your problems.
Right. Yeah, you can't run away from your problems.
Yeah.
And
if anything, we've learned that from Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah. You can't run away from your problems, and more than that, I think, one thing we've learned with our creative videos is that there are so many ideas. There are so many ideas that we wouldn't have been able to come up with if we didn't put away everything else. I think we've been blessed this year to have this time away to really physically removing ourselves from the society so that we can, grow. So I think it's exciting to go into this new year and with these new revelations. We want to hear what your revelations are from this year. What you guys have learned, what you've been through. We know. We again, like my mom said, we thank every single family member, friends, and people that truly showed us so much love and support, including you guys, for being there, helping support us. That without you guys and without everybody that helped us, we truly would not have made it this year. But we know that there's people out there that are still struggling and still don't see light at the end of the tunnel. So we pray for those people, and we say,
we're here for you.
We're here, right?
Part of the reason we create, and hopefully the little thing that we can accomplish through this kind of work is
to kind of brighten up your day a little.
Yeah. Give you a sense of hope. That's probably my big takeaway, is that there's always hope as long as we hold on to that hope. That there is still God, a wonderful God that loves through us and around us, and he's reached out to me multiple times through, of course, the family, but unexpected lovely strangers and friends, family members.
And I think even through art, like I feel like this, if this year has proven anything, even though Hollywood shut down for months really, and they were finding ways to make sets and productions happen, art and creativity and stories have still found a way to come out and to make themselves visible and present. And I think that's the most exciting thing, is that there is constant growth and constant connection happening. And I think as long as we just show up, like we're saying, how that's, it's very easy for us to say these things, but we truly are motivated to live these things out. If we show up with full love and to just love one another in every single little moment.
And don't forget to love yourself too.
Right.
Sometimes
love
we're
yourself.
so hard on ourselves.
BTS, right? Love yourself. But
by the way, quick note on BTS: we're all dancing more this year, regardless of what happens going on for the rest of
like
life.
BTS.
As long as our body can do it, we're gonna be dancing more. It's gonna. I mean, I'll look ridiculous. Everyone else will look really amazing doing it, but it's to just really make the best of our time together.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Yeah, stay positive, and thank you so much for joining us today. We have a lot of exciting things for you guys. You want to fill us in on what those things are, Josh?
So we'll be doing a live for our MaJeliv Insiders first, and then we'll be doing a live for our regular channel. So stay tuned for that. And we'll also be doing Indian reactions more this year, next year, this year. We'll be doing more Indian reactions this year, and hopefully getting to those movies that we have on our list so that we can show you guys those reactions as well.
We also have plenty of Disney new things coming. So along with the Indian films, we will be watching a lot of Disney.
Yes.
So we cannot wait for this year to see all the things that are coming.
Yes.
You can go back to you, Josh.
But yeah, guys, when we say we mean all of us, all right? The subscribers, every single one of you guys are family to us. When you hit that subscribe button, you're joining us, okay?
We're kind of like adopting you.
Yeah,
In a way.
technically, without the paperwork, we are adopting you, and it is an emotional love for every single one of you, and we're just so thankful for you guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time to, if you made it this far, thank you for taking your time and watching us talk about last year, and looking forward to this year. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, join our family. Press subscribe, and and if you like this video, you can go ahead and hit the like button. And thank you guys for watching. Spread your light because you have it in you, and we'll see you guys next time.